All right, so who is in charge of QA over at Apple for watchOS? I mean, really, at this point, what is even going on with watchOS as a whole? For those of you not familiar, watchOS 11.2 Beta 2 dropped yesterday, but if you had a Series 9 or Apple Watch Ultra 2, you were unable to download it. Very intermittently, maybe there's a few sprinkled in that worked, or if you had older generations or a Series 10, there was not a lot of issues, but for this under 400 megabyte download size, it would error out. You couldn't download it, couldn't move forward. You could relaunch the app and it would just instantly fail. It would never calculate a time to download. Needless to say, fast forward to the very next day, it is finally downloading on our Apple Watch Ultra 2, and we can give you guys a quick look. Unfortunately, as has been the case with, again, watchOS as a whole, we're not expecting any new features, not even any new watch faces, so to speak. They couldn't even dangle that little carrot in front of us. Unfortunately, watchOS has become very stagnant, and if you watch our videos, you would know exactly what we're talking about. We've been discussing this and the lack of features for a while now, as far as iterative updates go. Anyways, let's jump into it, take a look at the build. We'll make this video very short for you guys. There's not going to be much to it, and go from there. Okay, so watchOS 11.2 Beta 2 just finished installing, and we talked about in the introduction just how bad and lengthy it took to download the update itself. Well, the installation was no better. Unfortunately, this took a long time to even install, and if you're familiar with how Android updates go, it felt like that. Yes, it was that bad. Beyond that, like I said, this was over 300 megabytes in size, which is much smaller than what we originally had in Beta 1, coming in at 3 gigabytes, which was just absolutely out of control. Let's first things first, jump into settings. And as you can see, we finally just got the pop-up that the install was completed. So let's go into settings, general, about, and you can see as it does match with watchOS and iOS, we have an E build here at the very end, and the full build number is 22S5083E. So, considering when this should be released within the next 3 weeks or so, that is good to see. It is an improvement from the prior Beta 1 build, so it is still on track to hopefully be released in the beginning of December. And jumping right into the calendar here, you can see this should be released around December 2nd or 3rd, just depending if they want to release it on Monday or Tuesday, which puts us at 4 weeks or 2 more betas away. That seems like it might be very tight until you consider that watchOS specifically does not have many updates or changes, unfortunately. So we should be good to go with that release. For 11.2 and 2 betas in, unfortunately, there really is not a lot new here. Again, with watchOS, I truly do not know what is going on here. I will say jumping around and activating everything like we traditionally would has been very smooth and fast. Battery life is obviously yet to be determined, as it typically would. We haven't had it active that long, unfortunately, due to just how long it took to even install. But as long as that's okay, everything probably here is behind the scene updates. The one thing we talked about last time is if you jump into the option or the app switcher, you can now swipe to delete an app if you so choose. That's somewhat updated from last time, but they didn't even give us the new Siri integration here for 11.2. I get it's not getting Apple Intelligence, but something should have been given here to allude to consistency. As you can see here in the app as well, Siri is Siri, no Apple Intelligence here is listed. So no new interface for Apple Intelligence, no new interface for Siri. Definitely concerning and questionable why they're kind of making it feel like watchOS is taking a back seat. However, that's kind of where we're at currently with these builds. Also beyond that, jumping into gestures, and it's something we've talked about to no end. We have not seen a lot of new developers yet update to include the double tap in their apps, so it is still very limited to just Smart Stack and playback tracking. That's really it. So without having to drag this video on, that's unfortunately all we have in Beta 2 for watchOS 11.2. Comment down below, did you guys have issues updating or installing anything? How is it working for you? Let us know your thoughts in the current state of watchOS. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.